Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, the PG era is finally over.
Alexa Bliss talks her WWE return.
Got the latest on the Street Profits leaving WWE.
And boom, the Costco guys are taking over AEW. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Kane.
This is the news.
I hope I'm not Kane, gee whiz.
Oh boy.
Let's kick this one off by talking about the PG era.
Yeah.
Is it finally over? It might be. It might be. So a promotional graphic, a Netflix promotional graphic.
That's already gone up.
Oh, good stuff. You know how much wiggling we had to do of those wires to get those to work for you today?
Sorry.
And then they just stopped working 2 minutes into the shoot? Disrespectful. Somebody phone up the light company and tell them that I want a word.
As we mentioned, Kane, his brother was like, right, that's like that.
Yeah. Don't you dare slander Kane. PG, right?
Yes.
This happens like once a year, but like Netflix have put out a promotional graphic for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT in the new year, and the only show listed as PG is NXT, which is weird because about a year ago it was the horniest show of all time. They calmed down on that a little bit, fortunately. But yeah, so it's an interesting one here. It's on your screen right now. I'll have to remember to send this to Ryan, but there it is. If you have a look, Raw is listed as TV14, which is one up from PG, I think. And then SmackDown is listed as TVMA.
Jeez.
Mature audiences only, baby.
What are they planning?
NXT over here listed as PG. So it's not necessarily all applicable to the US, this, because only Raw is going on to Netflix.
Yeah.
On the, is it the 6th? Yeah, the 6th of January. SmackDown is staying on USA Network and NXT is on CW Anderson, but the difference is those shows are all on Netflix outside the US.
Over here, yeah.
So here in the UK, we'll be able to put our little Netflix on every flipping Saturday and Wednesday morning. It's going to be good because Netflix video quality is light years ahead of everything else.
Hell yeah.
Especially if you're a Flash guy and you pay for the 4K thing like I do. Like
I don't,
idiot.
but my wife does.
Yeah, well, there you go. Perfect. This is a whole journey. This is a whole saga of a thing. It's been going on for years and years and years. PG is a convenient boogeyman for people who want to criticize, or it has been for people who want to criticize the WWE product. Sometimes rightly so. It does render certain things impossible for like certain levels of violence and stuff like that. PLEs are obviously a bit different. But in July 2022, it looked like the PG era was finally coming to an end. Andrew Zarian had reported that Raw would begin airing a TV14 rating from there on. But he later said that deal had not been finalized. This caused a bunch of people to produce similar reports, including The Observer, Super Lucha's Comic Book, a bunch of other sites. The following month, Dave Meltzer reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the PG era was not coming to an end anytime soon. So that changed then. We'll see if anything changes now, but at least, you know, this graphic says it's not PG, so...
Yeah, promising signs. Like you say, not sure how much to read into it for the reasons you mentioned there. Like, SmackDown could be mature on Netflix, but it's not going to be on Netflix unless you're outside of the US, basically, or North America.
Does that mean they'll have a blood filter on TV? Or
Maybe,
something?
I don't know. But it seems like they've relax the restrictions slowly but surely in terms of WWE. I know it's mainly been on pay-per-view. We've seen Blurred, but they seem less panicky about like, oh God, don't show that anymore. And there's a sneaking in of some effing and jeffing all over the place. To be honest, there's not much more that I want. Like, I don't want juice in every single match because I feel like it waters it down and you don't really appreciate it as much. Although it was quite funny when The Miz got busted wide open somehow last week as part before the Wyatt at 6 attack thing even happened. Just walking out to the ring or getting chucked out, I suppose, by AOP. But yeah, I'm hopeful because I think just having that edge is appealing to a certain group of wrestling fans without question. But like I say, I think WWE will never go back to tits and blurred all over the place because it's a different world that we live in. And at the Attitude Era, as much as you long for it, what about the Attitude Era? It has not aged well, has it?
Yeah, it was a product of its time, and it was the right product for the right time. But things, the climate is very different.
Go back and watch it now.
2024. Yeah, there's some ick. There's definitely some ick for sure. Like, I always thought that the PG era was a kind of convenient, thing for people to point to where they didn't like the product and they couldn't quite articulate why, so they went, PG, it sucks.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, it did dumb down a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. During this era, obviously, blood, violence, guts, all this stuff. And look, I'm not advocating for like the peak era of John Moxley, when he would take a snapmare and somehow bust himself open. He would blade for a slap like a year or so ago. I'm not advocating for that. But the artful use of a bit of blood and a bit of violence every now and then, it can be really, really effective in pro wrestling. For me, any easing of restrictions is positive. You obviously don't want to be a gore fest. You don't want to be XPW, for goodness sakes. There's a reason that's not on national television.
And they've got a lot of sponsors to answer to at the end of the day.
They do, and also like a lot of what WWE does, I still got it wrong, is aimed towards children. Right?
Yes.
So if you're a parent sitting on the couch, you probably don't want to see light tubes, for example.
Nick Gage just before a pizza commercial.
Yeah, there you go. So there's a balance. I like that AEW is a bit more like, yes, we will do a pizza cutter to the head every now and then. There are different products aiming for different things, and it's good that is the thing.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what it looks like going forward into 2025. Big things for WWE, obviously, be involved with Netflix. So we'll see how much these restrictions are relaxed even more. Maybe you'll get a double juicer on night one of Raw.
Oh boy, let's
go.
Let's go.
Someone else, that was something that could be returning to WWE. Someone else that could be returning to WWE is Alexa Bliss. Loads of questions about what's going on with her, and she only fueled that speculation yesterday on social media. She has been missing, of course, since fighting Bianca Belair at the Royal Rumble 2023. Then she wonderfully went off and had a child. Congratulations to her and Ryan Cabrera again. Hendricks was born on the 27th of November 2023. Unfortunately, of course, she was also having to have surgery in March of 2023 to remove some skin cancer, but thankfully that all seems to have been resolved. But yeah, it's been a long while. Obviously, it's been nearly a year since after her child's been born. Again, we're all men here. Let's not speculate on when women should return to the ring after giving birth. No doubt there was people saying she should be in the Royal Rumble. Doesn't work like that. But she led to a lot of speculation on social media last night when she tweeted a GIF of a woman looking through a magnifying glass saying, "Where's Alexa?" And I don't think she lost her Echo Dot when she was tweeting this. But when a Twitter user asked Bliss to help them with the answer, she replied, "Unfortunately, not up to me." And when another one said that they missed Alexa Bliss, "I miss you all," was the response. This is the longest time she's been away from the ring for obvious reasons. But, there's the Wyatt Six storyline going on. Speculation whether or not she's going to be involved in that, I don't know. But I'd love to see her back in a wrestling ring if she's good and ready.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years now. It's kind of wild. Obviously, there are good reasons for that. She's had her child, and she had that skin cancer scare. So I saw her replying to someone in the comments who was like, I can't even remember the exact wording, but it was something like, what are you doing? What are you doing at home? Or something like that. And she was like, "Chief, I had a child and had a very serious health scare, so I've been away for a while." So to me, like, the messaging that she put out there yesterday sounds like she's just waiting for something, perhaps, and maybe she's ready to go. That'd be cool. She's been gone a long time, and she's been a fixture of this company in her division for ages. She broke out with Blake Murphy. Obviously, she was doing manager stuff and wrestling as well. So where she found her character, crucially,
Great
in NXT.
character.
Called up to the main roster, Raw, SmackDown Women's Champion, Women's Tag Team Champion.
A moment of bliss, that was the thing.
There you go.
Everyone has to have a talk show segment, guys.
Yeah, hanging out. Why not? She had the Bray Wyatt stuff, obviously, and she was very much into that, by all indications. So she's a fixture, and when they have something for her, I am sure she'll be a fixture again.
Yeah, I like the fact that we've normalised wrestlers, whether they're male or female, going off and just being a parent for a bit in the early days of their child's life, because I never felt all right about them being like, right, whether you or your wife or whoever's having the kid, go off, have it, and then I'll be back in like 4 weeks.
5 minutes,
that'll be fine.
Yeah.
So sometimes people like Alexa Bliss, people like Becky Lynch, other people, Hangman Page is another great example, sometimes just want to go off and be parents, which is, I can completely understand where they're coming from with that. But who knows, maybe they've just got big plans for Alexa Bliss, but she could be one of many names, Becky Lynch again, that could be being saved for the Netflix era / the build to a huge WrestleMania next year.
Alexa Bliss coming out on the first non-PG Raw, calling someone to see you next Tuesday.
Yeah,
I'm
back.
Yeah, it just drops. You imagine Alexa
Blades and starts effing and jeffing. Oh, you alright, Alexa?
Blades herself on the way to the ring and starts going, "What up?" Like she's the Sandman or Bob Ray
Alexa,
Dudley.
what is a double juicer?
Oh boy, that wow. Okay,
I hope to see you back soon. Though.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about the Street Profits. They ain't leaving, by the way. So, PW Insider coming through with the report, the scoopski on this one. They've been doing a lot of stuff recently. Montez Ford and Angela Dawkins. They've been on social media. Posting things like time for a change, not in that wording, but they've been teasing. They've been trying to drum that up. Ford had an interview the other week where he was like, yeah, it's my dream job, but it is a bit frustrated. They haven't really used us much. The Bobby Lashley thing kind of fell off when he left, all of this stuff. Now, PW Insider confirming that they are contracted to WWE for the foreseeable future. They're not leaving or anything like that. These statements were probably just to garner a bit of interest. Apparently, Ford has been working on some outside projects as of late, but beyond that, there is no belief in WWE that these two are going anywhere.
Tell that, he's in the state his body's in. Jesus.
I know,
go to the gym, mate.
I know, come on. This is what you should have...
Is he in better shape than ever before?
I was watching them on SmackDown this week, and they, near the start of the show, they had a little clip of them just walking along with BFAB. And I was like, all three of those are in incredible shape. Yeah. All three of them are in incredible shape.
BFAB was great on SmackDown, well worth the mention.
Yeah, she's putting it together. She's putting it together.
20 matches ever, and she looked really good in that triple threat. I like the fact that, like you say, they've sort of blended it in with reality, because they were kind of screwed over with whatever the Bobby Lashley storyline was, because they didn't really utilise it as much as I'd hoped. Yeah. But, it's factored into what's happened on SmackDown. I mean, they had the title match, and they were banging on there in commentary about it's been like 4 years since they won gold, and they look like they maybe... about to win. They were setting up for their finish, at least on the Motor City Machine Guns, when a grumpy Tommaso Ciampa come in and ruin the whole thing.
This is good too. That's good too.
But I like the fact that the finish of that match wasn't all about bloody Ciampa, eh? What's he doing? And Gargano going, what are you doing, Tommy? Right? Because afterwards, Motor City Machine Guns were like, sorry guys, best luck next time. Angelo Dawkins was like, bollocks to that, and just chinned one of them. Yeah, I'm hopeful for them. I think heel turn per se could be really exciting for them. I know they were really excited about potentially doing that 38 WrestleMania, I think, and then they just sort of nothing happened with that because we all know came back into power and just went bollocks to all those old plans. But it was one of those things where I think they're just a great team, and obviously WWE want to keep them around, whatever they want to do with them. There's always talk about Montez Ford or Angelo Dawkins having a singles push, but I do love them as a duo and as a trio with BFAB as well. Yeah,
keep them together for now at least. Give them a nice long tag team title run. Yeah, it's been a while on the main roster, and I would like to see that. And I think they're very good self promoters, and I think that if this was just a tactic to get people going, ooh, what's going on? They've done their job.
Exactly.
So, good stuff.
Not my favourite tag team. That would, of course, be the Costco guys. Boom! They're taking over AEW. They are fighting the Death Riders for power in... No.
You do that? You do that one?
The Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
But... Big Boom AJ, of course, of the Costco guys, it makes me funny, it makes me laugh every time I say his name, is fighting this weekend at Full Gear against QT Marshall. Interesting details being revealed about this on Fightful Select's Patreon, though, because that match has been advertised for a while, but the original plan was never to have it really featured on television. It was just going to, it's on the buy-in, what is it called? Zero hour
buy-in pre-show.
Yeah, the pre-show, and it was just going to be a fun little thing of like, that'll get a bit of buzz on social media and hopefully lead to some buys on Full Gear. But we're never going to feature it on telly because they didn't want it to take up too much TV time. But credit to Big Boom AJ and Big Justice, or the whole gang basically, because they've been all over TV hyping up the angle, and the buzz it's got has led to them, as you've probably seen, having this storyline now featured on TV this coming week, and the good thing about all this is those that Fightful has spoken to around AEW say that AJ and his family have been very respectful of the process, respecting the business. Clear AJ, one wrestler says, has been around wrestling in the past, so it's not just them hopping on for a bit of buzz and kicking QT Marshall's ass and then being like, right, back to cookies, and what else do they eat from Costco?
Chicken bakes.
Thank you.
Chicken bakes.
I did like this reply in the Fightful's Patreon from Arthur. Love that for him. Good to see he's cool and respectful. That being said, I hope QT Marshall obliterates him.
I don't
know what it's going to look like on the weekend, but I am excited to see what they do on Dynamite.
QT Marshall's done a diss track.
He has?
Yes, so we'll see. This makes a lot of sense. I mean, the idea of not putting on Dynamite and Collision to not take away from full time, like that's what a lot of wrestling fans look as the ideal, right? Don't detract from the full timers. So if you're going to do this match, do it on a pay-per-view pre-show. That's like minimum distraction. But the fact of the matter is that these guys are one of, if not the biggest content creators in the world at the moment when it comes to social media, TikTok. You can't go anywhere without them bringing the boom and eating cookies and chicken bakes.
Certainly his name's Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, and the Rizzler. He crossed the Rizzler crime family. He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
Boom! Say boom again.
Yeah, the underboss has had enough. So yeah, I can't complain about it at all. And look, he's respecting the business.
Indeed.
He's a wrestler. He was an indie wrestler years ago, so he can clearly work. The match is probably going to be like kind of silly fun. I have no problems whatsoever with this, and I think that sometimes we just need to not take it too seriously and just go, hey, that looks like a good time. I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a bit of light-hearted fun, like you say, on the 0 hour. You're not, having to watch another extended pay-per-view as a result of this. If you like this, watch 0 hour. If you don't, just watch the normal Full Gear pay-per-view and you'll be happy. Like you say, it's sort of slightly akin to WWE bringing in Logan Paul, just this huge influencer who has some sort of athletic background and isn't just in there to say, right, I'm going to come in, shin someone, pin them, and then never be seen again.
Yeah.
They're giving the rub to AEW. Like you say, they've got this buzz around them, not only on social media but now on TV, telling people watch us on Full Gear. So hopefully it works as a business strategy for AEW, but nice to see them trying something like this.
And I'm looking forward to the post-match angle of the Rizzler hitting a shooting star press on Jimmy Fallon
and calling out John Moxley.
Yeah.
That's how, we keep saying, people ask us who's going to dethrone Mox, and we'll say it's probably Darby Allin. It's the Rizzler.
That's him. I love that guy. You seen the video of him getting hit in the face by a bit of cheese?
No.
So it's can we put it in the video? I don't know if we can.
I don't know.
But there's a video out there, it's like 2 seconds long. He's standing, some guy throws a bit of cheese in the back of his head, and he just turns around like this. It's the best thing ever.
I don't watch this.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Bye!
Go and check that out. While you're at it, check this out as well.
See you later.
Bye!
Boom.
Boom!
Boom.